Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to The Ed Word. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and very good episode of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. It dropped its newest episode today on AMC Plus. I just finished watching it. Oh my goodness, what an episode that was. Before I get into all of that, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, and I do mean spoilers. This was a big episode, so if you're not caught up on this show, don't keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing and divulging the big epic spoilers I'm about to reveal starting now. Well, you know, it's been a long time coming, but I think this was the only path, sadly, the only path or destiny for this character. But we said goodbye to Jadis in this episode. After joining the main show back in season 7 and sticking around for seasons 8 and most of 9, and then returning in the other spin-off show, The Walking Dead, The World Beyond, we said goodbye to Jadis as she took a bite to the neck via Walker and then was put down via headshot by Rick. But it was an interesting end to a very interesting character, because I feel like Jadis was torn between two loyalties. Loyalty to Rick and his people and loyalty to the CRM. And she just could not find her place or find the middle ground in both worlds. I think she really wanted to be the warrant officer Jadis for the CRM because she so sincerely believed in what they were doing, despite the terrible actions they take in order to achieve their success and protect themselves from the rest of the world. But on the other hand, she didn't want to see Alexandria destroyed, or Rick or Michonne killed for that matter. So she felt like she was stuck between a rock and a hard place. But now she doesn't have to worry about that choice anymore, as she is now dead. It is interesting to me how she did choose to reveal to Rick and Michonne in her final moments the location of the dossier that they can find in her quarters back at the CRM in order to save Alexandria from the CRM. But now it seems Rick and Michonne were convinced by Jadis's arguments that they should go back because they need to prevent the CRM from destroying Alexandria or any other community for that matter ever again. But it was an interesting end to an interesting character. You know, she had so many shades of gray to her. It was hard to classify her as an outright bad guy or an outright anti-hero or an outright good guy. But sadly, she has passed on now, but I think she had a wonderful run throughout this whole franchise in Walking Dead, in World Beyond, and now The Ones Who Live. And it was rather fitting that Michonne and Rick were the last two people she saw before heading out the door there. And this was a very good episode overall. The cat and mouse game between Jadis and Rick and Michonne, the other survivors who also had more shades of gray to them than being outright good or outright bad, just desperate people trying to get by. Unfortunately, all three of them ended up being Walker food, of course, but they had some interesting interactions with Jadis and Rick and Michonne. And some beautiful scenery in this episode. Apparently, they're in Wyoming to get back to Virginia, but Wyoming kind of feels or seems out of the way unless I have my geography wrong. But you know, Jadis was a smart cookie, and she was right to be suspicious of the circumstances of their death or disappearance after they crashed. When she noticed that truck was gone, well, you saw the episode. So overall, this was a very good episode. I feel like every episode this show, this first season has done, has been an absolute banger. Just one hit after another, and this episode was no exception. It's just each episode has something that makes it different or unique, but it's what makes it so fucking good too. And it makes me realize, but kind of grateful for the fact that we only got 6 episodes in this first season, because they're focusing on quality over quantity. And I think the quality speaks for itself, because like I've said before in other reviews, this is seriously the best thing, the best spin-off The Walking Dead has done since season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead, which remains to be that show's only good season, in my opinion. So I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Sorry to see Jadis go. Kind of hoping she would be an ally in the ultimate overall fight against the CRM, but I guess Rick and Michonne will have to do it without her. I was also very shocked but pleased and surprised to see Father Gabriel after all this time. Now, did he see a CRM helicopter or another helicopter? They didn't really answer that question, but it was most likely Jadis's helicopter she took to secretly rendezvous with him over the course of the past couple